Welcome to the Buff Show. We're going to go over the Spartan Beast Race.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
And I guess we're missing Ben. There was a few other people that kind of tagged along, but this was everybody from the brokerage and Ben that's not here that did it. So we're just going to recap it. It's a fun one that we had. What would you say? A hoot?
It was fun. I think it was a blast.
Yeah.
I think we all learned a lesson.
Is it a hoot though? What
I don't know.
Is a hoot rated higher than a blast for you?
I just say like a hoot would be something that you look back on and you continuously enjoyed the experience. Where a blast is more like, we did that. That happened. So I think it's a blast.
So a blast, you maybe you didn't enjoy it during the time, but then
I don't know. Yeah,
then all the cramps set in the next day.
It wasn't. I didn't even cramp. It was my feet. Like your feet after the big one that you did, but my feet the next day were just thick little brick boys, and I was like hobbling around like a penguin, and it was rough. But it was impressive that we all finished. Everybody finished. Yeah, that's a great thing to acknowledge.
So let's do a recap. So we kind of set out to do this spring. I think I was like, hey, we should do the Spartan Race. And you guys were like, yeah.
You didn't say, hey, let's do it. You're like, no, let's sign you up. Let's everybody sign up right here, right now.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. It was all you. There's tickets in your emails, and you have to sign up.
You're worried about paying the $170? Don't worry. Let's sign you up. Let's broker sign you up.
It's only like 13 miles. It's not that big.
I thought we were doing the Ultra at first, and then I asked you like the day after I signed up, and you're like, oh, no, we're doing the Beast. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're in it.
But Parker's... Your tracker said 16 miles.
Yeah.
Did it say 16?
Yes, it said 16. So I don't know. I'm sure there was some penalty loops.
That was like on the drive.
There was a lot of penalty loops in there.
Okay, that'll do it.
Yeah, I think it was accurate on 13 miles. I just had a lot of penalty loops.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Those penalty loops got big at the end.
I don't think they really know the exact distance of those races.
I don't think so either.
And then you're doing this. Along the trail, and so it's like it's not like in a straight shot. Yeah, it's probably 13, but
yeah. So you were more like 16. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we set out to do it. Then we started doing like weekly hikes where we were capturing like some cool content and footage of like different trails. We had quite the warm up or like the planning system. I felt like we were pretty planned out.
Yeah.
Up to it.
Yeah.
I'd say it was my own Misogi doing all those hikes and everything.
Really?
Well, I don't. In general, I feel like we all became. This is gonna sound a little crazy. We all did become better friends from it.
For sure. Well,
like in genuine, everybody here is like pretty good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Now, and it's partially because we
were stuck on the mountain for so many hours at like 5 and 6 in the morning.
Mm. Well, it was. We started at 7. The very first one is or 6 or 7. And then the last one is at 4.
Yeah. Well, it's because it slowly started getting lighter sooner.
True.
And then, like towards the end, it started.
And the hikes got way longer.
They did. Yeah.
Can't forget about that.
Because the last one we did was up to Big Bend, and that one
which was perfect, which is a great.
What was that mileage? I don't remember.
I want to say it was only 9.
No, it was like
double.
14.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 14 or something like that.
Big Bend was 14 miles,
but it was only 3,800 feet elevation gain.
Yeah.
Versus the Spartan that Peyton thought was only 3,000 feet elevation gain or something.
It was over 4,000.
Which Peyton? You talking about Peyton or Clancy right now?
Yeah.
Because it was. Yeah. It was like, you're a liar, dude. We can see it.
Clancy, you didn't know about the obstacles until the night before, right?
I didn't. I just kind of. I was just going. Once again, nobody knew anything. Peyton literally was like, all right, everybody, we're doing a Spartan. And it's like, okay, I guess we just went. We just go.
So, yeah, how'd you like the obstacles?
The obstacles, they start easy. The first one's like jumping over a little barrier. But there's definitely a couple of them in there that you're just like,
how do I do this?
Yeah, I don't. Well, even like the climbing the rope thing was like, well, I can do this, But I do gotta say there was a couple. Any of the ones that like you're like, okay, I think I can do this, and then you were able to do it. Yeah, it felt really good, and not have to do a penalty loop on the ones that you're like, okay, I'm not sure I can do this, but I'm gonna try really hard, and then you do it.
What was your favorite obstacle?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's that one, the one where like it's the pad and then it's the bars that incline. And the only reason it's my favorite is because it was one of the only ones that I was like, okay, I haven't done any of the physical ones where I'm able to lift my body up.
Yeah.
And I got up there and I was flinging my legs around and I couldn't do it. And I just said, okay, Peyton, like, don't let go. If you let go, you're done. You got to just pull up one more bar, and I did,
and then you got your legs up.
And
so
then I
you could...
flung my legs up, but it was the one where I was like, I did it. I couldn't have done it in another 30 minutes. I wouldn't have had enough energy.
Which that one's hard because you have to like pull up, so you're holding yourself with one arm for a while.
Yeah, I'm not. It wasn't that. The hard thing was getting that first rung of just like, because once you did get your foot up, the in decline of it's kind of whatever. But it was getting your foot up was hard.
So, well, let's talk about your experience since you're on the hot seat. What was your time and everything like that?
9.5 hours.
And was it harder or easier than you thought?
I didn't go into it with any expectations.
Yeah.
I was just like, my entire thought process was, whatever this is, you've got to complete it.
Yeah.
I can tell you it was actually, so the stair stepper, a lot of my preparation was I was doing an hour stair stepper on 6, which is 215 flights of stairs or something. And I've done that probably 15 times now or something. The stair stepper is what saved me in that first part of the Spartan, because the first 9 miles, like the first 8.5 miles weren't hard. They were really hard, but like they weren't, I was surprised at how easy the first 8.5 miles were.
Yeah.
But then the last 4 miles or whatever, 4 and 5 miles, like the next 2 miles after 7.5 or 8.5, where you're like kind of going downhill and there's that one little uphill and then you're going downhill. Like I just couldn't, my legs were done.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're trying to go down, but you like don't want to fall down and your feet hurt. And that was I want to say mile 10.5 or mile 11. I said, am I done? Am I just going to be done doing this? Like, but you're also like, I got to walk back down.
On the downhill section?
Yeah, 100%.
You almost gave up on the downhill section?
100%. Well, I was like, so the only other thing was, so I got past that. I was like, okay, you just got to finish it, Peyton. You're being a little bit of a, pansy or whatever. Like, you just do it. Quit just however long it takes you. Sit down if you need to sit down, but you just got to finish it. And immediately after that, after I passed this mental barrier, I did the sandbag where they send you like halfway down the hill and then halfway over there.
Yeah.
And it was the sandbag was ridiculous.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah. The sandbag sucked.
That was terrible. Well,
They send you down the hill and then you have to come back up, and it's like a 60, 70-pound sandbag.
Well, and you think that's going to be the last carrying thing, but there's 3 more heavy carrying things at the very end. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
So harder or easier? Or you didn't?
I don't know. I just didn't have it. Like I would tell anybody that accomplishes it. But here's the thing too. I do feel like almost anybody could accomplish it if they're willing to take as long as it takes.
Yeah.
Because there was a gal who was like probably 30 pounds heavier than I was. Maybe not that. She was lighter than I was, but she wasn't in as good a shape as I am. And I'm not an in-shape person. And she's like, this is my second year doing it. And I was like, and she's like, it just takes me 13 hours and that's just what it is. And I was, but you're super impressed with them. You're super because it's not, everybody has a lot more respect for the Spartan, it seems like, than I ever realized until after I did one. Yeah. And people are like, oh, you did the ultra? And I was like, well, I did the beast. And they're like, that's crazy. So that was I would say it's harder. I would say it's harder than what you're expecting it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I would say do the stairs. I think the stair stepper for me is the only reason I was able to finish it 100%.
People don't realize, the hiking, but people don't realize how much elevation's there.
Well, if you can just get past the 1.5 mile hill or whatever that thing was, like I bet you everybody saw people that were like physically
done.
Yeah, well, and like in a dangerous situation, being halfway up a hill, running out of water with no food, and like shaking and stuff. Like I saw 2 or 3 people. I gave somebody half of my camel pack because they didn't have any water, and then I gave them some gummies, and I hope they didn't poop their pants, but. But like she was.
Why are you saying that?
she was shaking on the side of the hill, and she didn't have any water. It's a danger. It is kind of like thinking about it. It's kind of dangerous.
So I learned that they used to do the ultra at Basin, and then somebody died doing it, and so they quit doing it at Basin.
Now you tell us.
They're doing ultra next year at Basin.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if they are.
They didn't. I'm pretty sure.
Really? That'd be crazy.
I'll double check now.
You guys should do it. Look it up.
We're in trifecta. Trifecta. You're doing another old.
No, I'm not doing another ultra. So, Matthew, you've done a few of them. What did you think of this one?
Yeah.
What was your time?
It was like just above 4 hours.
Yeah.
Did you lowercase double O me? Peyton's been Clancy's been ripping me apart.
Ready for you for months
Yeah, he
now.
was ready.
I was like, I'm not waiting for anyone. I'm going home. No, but overall, like in comparison to the other races I'd done, not the ultra. What's the one in between ultra and Super?
Yeah.
I'd done a super before, and yeah, this was no joke. This beast was no joke. Like I was definitely, like Clancy said, like genuinely surprised. Like getting around mile 8 or something like that after the really crappy rock wall they had set up, I was just like, I need electrolytes like crazy. So yeah, that guy with the or that company with the gummies like saved me for sure. For sure.
The crazy thing is too is that was like your year anniversary from when you hurt your knee, right?
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. Yeah, I tore my meniscus like it's crazy. It was like July 13th or something last year. And we just did the Spartan on the 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good milestone to have my revenge from surgery, I guess, in a way.
Your knee felt good throughout it?
Yeah, genuinely surprised with my knee. I wore the brace the whole time. It was my right knee, of course, that
Yeah.
was like killing me afterwards and stuff because it didn't have the
support.
cushion and support. Yeah, that's for sure.
What? So your time was 4 something?
Yeah, just above 4 hours or so.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like if you are close to 4 into the 3s, that's fast time.
Yeah,
And you were with us for like a good chunk of it. You probably could have been in the 3s.
Yeah, I
if
think
you
it
just
was
went
like
for it.
mile 5 and we hit that downhill and I like looked back and I saw Carly and you just like I was like, I'm just gonna take the momentum. I got to keep going. So yeah, just kind of got focused in a rhythm there for sure. So
As a quick side note, I would say that's something you don't really expect is like you do get to a point where you're like it's every man for themselves.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody's just
Yeah.
trying to make it.
Yeah.
you're just so exhausted and you're like, I got to get through this.
Yeah, you're
This is
like-
just me versus myself now. You
Well,
know.
nobody's chatting. Like up that steep hill. It's funny. In the beginning, everybody's all chatty. And then that hill shuts everybody up.
It's very quiet.
Mile 6 or 7 when you go around the lift and then you just see that hill straight up and it never ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Cade, what about you? Tell us your story.
All right. So it was probably the worst experience of my life. Honestly. And I'll explain why. So I definitely overestimated the beast for sure. I thought it would have been a lot easier than it was.
So underestimated.
No, I overestimated it. Underestimated it.
Yeah.
Yes. It was harder than I expected it to be. Whatever that looks like. And I don't know. I'm excited to do it again next year, mostly because of my fuel system. So this is why Peyton. This is why Peyton hinted at pooping herself, right? So Ben had done the Spartan, the Beast, 2 years prior.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you got to have these goos, is what they're called. They're electrolyte gels. He's like, you got to have these so that way you don't cramp and blah, blah, blah. And so I ordered a bunch of them off Amazon, the exact same kind he got. And
You're just downing them.
yeah, well, I mean, like I'm getting into it, and the big hill that they're all talking about, it's like mile 5, really. It's like mile 5. You hit this, you come around, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm coming around the corner. I do one last obstacle, and I had maybe had, I don't know, a couple of goos prior to it, nothing crazy. And you look up, and it's just like it's a mile. It feels like a mile and a half of just straight up.
And then you're around the corner and it keeps going.
And then he goes, yeah. And anyways, so I'm with Peyton and Carly, and we get going up this big hill, and I just feel like I got punched in the gut. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna slow down. So I'm taking my time going up this hill because I'm gotta poop. And there's been porta potties throughout the race. And so I'm like, just take your time, just get to a porta potty, take care of business, and then move on. the hill's big, and it took me a long time to get up the hill. And
So not only you have to go to the bathroom, but you're like trying to suffer through
yeah,
up there. So you're trying to hurry,
Yeah.
but not poop your pants at the same time.
So it was like this double-edged sword, right? I didn't know what was causing it, right? I had no idea. All I knew is that I had to go to the bathroom, and I knew that it was not good. And so I get maybe about 3/4 of the way up, and I'm like, it's got to be now. I'm either in my pants or I'm finding a bush. And so I veer off the path. I go find a perfect little like grove. This is actually quite nice. Take care of business. The crappy thing is I had never, we had been on how many hikes prior that were long hikes, tough hikes, and never had any issues. Didn't have to take care of business that way. So I didn't plan for any toilet paper, and I didn't have anything to clean up with. And so I had to use my t-shirt. Wasn't planning on taking off my t-shirt.
And that's only like
mile 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An
We're
hour
like
or two
mile
in.
5. So we got like 8 miles more.
Yeah.
And so I used my t-shirt, no sunscreen, 'cause I wasn't planning on taking off my t-shirt. All my arms and everything, my neck had all seen the sun all day, every day, so I'm good. Well, now I'm shirtless. And
With the backpack though.
I still have the lines. It's been a month, and I still have the lines. Anyways, so we keep going. I keep going. By the time I get to the top of the hill, I'm now cramping. I've probably lost a lot of fluid. I'm dehydrated. I'm cramping, so I'm taking more goos. That way I don't cramp. And from mile 5 to that checkpoint that you guys talked about, where you get the banana and the gummies, the electrolyte gummies, I had gone 4 times. So we're talking mile 5 to mile 8, 4 to mile 8, like 4 miles, 3 miles. I had needed to use the bathroom 4 times. Luckily, I found 3 porta potties along the way, but I got to the point right past that checkpoint, like I am struggling. I am dehydrated. I'm cramping. My stomach is not good. And there's a porta potty there, so I used it there. And then I literally went maybe a 1/4 mile past that porta potty, and I was like, I gotta go again. So I turned around, hiked back down the hill, went to the bathroom again. Like on my way down, I'm like sitting there just mentally, I'm like, I'm done. Like this sucks. I'm miserable. I'm not gonna try, and I have nothing else to wipe my butt with. Like if it happens again, like I'm in a bad spot. Anyway, so I was kind of done. I had kind of gotten to the point where like I'm cramping all the time. I had kind of figured out that it was the goos, so I stopped taking them, and that was really the only electrolyte source I had for the most part for the race. And so I went in, took care of business again, came out, and Ben is literally walking in front of me, and I'm like,
Ben's the big bearded guy.
I can't quit now, So, and I'm glad I didn't, because that was the last time I had to take care of business that way. I had stopped taking the goos, and I got a second wind. Really, I just had to deal with some pretty severe cramping the rest of the race. For the most part, I was good.
Like leg cramping and stuff?
Just leg cramping.
Yeah.
My legs were cramping pretty bad. I think I was super dehydrated and just pretty low on electrolytes. And so, anyways, finished the race. Like you guys talked about, the sandbags sucked. I think the worst obstacle for me was the bucket carry. I got to
that was at the
bottom.
very end.
Yeah.
Same.
So
Same.
you get down to the bottom, and then you have like 100-yard bear crawl. Feels like underneath barbed wire, the longest thing in the world.
Over rocky dirt, you can't like sit up really. You can in between
sucked.
wires.
What was everyone's technique?
I rolled halfway until I got like
I found
so
out that was
dizzy
best.
that I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
I did a low bear crawl. If you could kind of, and then you could like shuffle as quick as you could and then take a break.
But the hardest thing was, I think, is like you get down there and like you're like the finish line's right there. You see it. You're like, I'm almost done.
Wrong.
So in Hawaii, when
God.
this last one we just did, the last barbed wire, the first one was through crappy rocky dirt. It wasn't that long, but it was super rocky. And then the next one was like a section of wire, and then you went under like a walking bridge where a bunch of people were watching you. And then it like was 3 times the distance on the other side, but you couldn't see that until you went under the bridge. And there's this dumb, I don't know if it was a volunteer or spectator, that would just yell at you like, keep going, don't quit, you got this, why are you taking a break? Like just yelling at you the whole time. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get out of this barbed wire and punch you in the face. But the barbed wire crawls, they suck because you roll for a while and then like there's no easy way to do it.
Need elbow pads next year
But
for
the
sure.
first barbed wire on the beast, the problem with it was it was super short.
was
like
short.
you had to be on your belly
Yeah.
for that one or rolling for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate
and you
those
get
wires.
down there and you're like, I'm done. Like I'm there. I did it, you know. And then it takes you back up and around, and then you drop down a hill, and then it's like 70, 80 pound bucket filled with sand, filled with rocks. I want you to pack it up. How high? 150 feet or
Yeah,
so,
Higher
maybe.
than that.
Yeah.
200
It was-
feet
yeah.
And
elevation
just
gain there, like just
gradual.
straight up. Like it was scrap.
Yeah.
And I sat there. I literally sat there for like 3 minutes. I'm just like, you know, nobody would care or know if I just kept walking. Like nobody would know.
The
force
I
lines
have
right
those
there.
things too. I
I'm
can jump
like-
over this little thing. and
Yeah,
no
like
big deal.
nobody would know. But I have this like in my head. I'm competitive. I'm just like, don't be a biatch. Just do it. Don't be a puss. And so I picked the sucker up and carried it up, and that one was by far the worst obstacle. And then I got to the rope climb. I didn't even try that one. I did walk past that one. So I got to that one. I was like, yeah, screw this. No. Anyways, yeah, that was my experience. I'm excited to try it again. I'm excited to try it again with some different fuel electrolytes to see if I can do better. I feel like I was really cramping and dehydrated because of my situation, and so I'm excited to do it again.
How would you train different next go around?
I see on the downhills, I felt great. I felt good. I
You were
felt I
always
wasn't
fast on
super
downhills, though.
winded. I didn't get super winded on downhills. I need to train more like heavy incline. Stair stepper would be great. Hikes, but I think if I could drop like 20 pounds, it'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That's probably the key for everybody. Is like
Yeah.
the less weight you have, it makes
Yeah.
everything easier.
Mm-hmm.
You lost some weight on it.
Yeah,
How much?
I've lost about 20 pounds this year,
That's crazy.
but I should have lost more because I could not. I still can't lift. I'm telling you, any lifting one was just
Yeah.
impossible for
Yeah.
me.
Did
But
you,
that's still
by any
impressive.
chance, weigh yourself before and after the Spartan?
No,
I did.
what'd you weigh? Now you got me.
I
wondering.
lost 7 pounds on the Spartan. I lost 7 pounds that day. At least, I
That's
mean,
crazy.
obviously it's water weight and other matter.
Electrolytes.
but I'm sure it's 90% water weight. But like I was down 7 pounds. I went into the Spartan weighing about 220, anywhere from 225 to 228.
Yeah.
And I got out like that day after the Spartan. I weighed. I was like 220.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So when did you start, like when you last weighed
When
yourself before all the training? And
Before all the training, I was like 230, anywhere from 235 to 239. So I
so
had
you're
lost
almost 20 pounds?
No, I'm back up to like 228. So I'm
Yeah.
down 10 pounds from when I started everything. Still, I mean, even now, but
That's impressive.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
could lose another 20. You know.
Yeah. That's crazy. Big P, let's hear your story.
Oh, it's a long one if we're going off of time. We go over overall time on how long it took me.
Because you've ran marathons, you've done a bunch of
Yeah.
running stuff in the past. How did it compare to like a marathon?
It was way harder than a marathon. Because marathons, like, there's like this much elevation
Yeah.
gain, and then it's all
Yeah.
downhill.
Yeah.
There, like, just the elevation just whooped me.
Yeah. That's how my sister-in-law was. She was like, oh, like, because Carly, my wife, did it with me, and my sister-in-law did it. My sister-in-law's done like a marathon fall of last year, a half marathon this year. And so she's like, oh, I'm good. Like, she's like, it's a marathon. It's a marathon distance. I'm fine. I've done that.
Yeah.
And then it destroyed her. The elevation was just like
Yeah.
not friendly.
Yep. And that's exactly what I told Megan that morning. I was like, I'm not worried because, like, I've done like 13 miles. Like, it's just like you just like check each mile off.
Yeah.
But then like mile 5 took a long time. Yeah, and so like that's like it just destroyed me. I was like, this freaking sucks.
Yeah, that mountain. It's just like take a few steps, rest. Take a few steps.
Yeah, so it was brutal.
So what was your time? What did you do it in?
I ended up like 11 hours, something like that. So
How did you feel at the end?
I felt terrible. I felt so bad. Like I even, because Peyton and Ben like walked like, because I got down to the end and then you get to the barbed wire and Ben like basically was coaching me along because I'd roll like 4 feet and I was just done. Yeah. I'd roll, and he's like, come on. I'm just like, laying dead on the ground. And so then he kind of coached me through. And then I was like, oh, sweet. Like the finish line is right there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, we got to walk through. And then Peyton's sitting there waiting on a big rock. And I was like,
yeah, and then it got way worse.
And then it got way worse after that. And then next year when I do it, I definitely need to work on more of like my upper body strength.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely the heaviest that I have been. And so just dropping some weight, working, more on my upper body just to be able to do more of the obstacles.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I thought we killed you at the end.
There was a moment, yeah.
Parker, it was like they're these annoying tall like logs in the middle of the air. There's nothing to put your legs on. You have to jump up and like flip your body over it. Mm-hmm. And you were looking at it. So I was like, oh, I'll just go be a bench for him. So I kneel down. He stands on my back. And then he swings a leg over. And next thing I know, he's like, boom. And he falls down right next to me. And I'm like, oh, man, Parker just died.
Yeah. Yeah, well, my legs, like, they were just dead. Like, I could not.
Did your calf cramp up, like, really bad when you, like, hopped the log?
I think he just, like, hopped over and he had no strength.
Yeah.
So
like,
no
I didn't even, like, catch myself. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he, like, jumped over and then just, like, fell right on his back and hit his head and his hip. And I'm like, oh, man. I thought you got hurt way worse than you did.
Yeah. Well, and then, because then right after that, you guys helped me stand up.
Yeah.
And then I think I was pretty dehydrated too. So then, like, everything, like, just started going black.
Yeah.
Like, when I was standing there, I was like, oh, crap. I'm going to freaking pass out right
Yeah.
now. So then we laid back down. And,
Yeah, rested for a minute.
And then that's when Peyton, I mean, I'll say I did not do the last obstacle, which I didn't do most of the last
you
obstacle.
did.
Yeah.
If Spartan official is watching this, I did complete it.
Yeah.
But even then, Peyton was like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Carly was like, Parker, aren't you going to go over this one? And it's a tall one. And I'm like, he was like about ready to pass out like 2 minutes ago. I don't think he goes up the
We
mountain.
don't want him at the top of that.
The one with the rope?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the rope,
yeah.
and then it's like you have to walk down the back. It's
Yep.
not a hard one, but if you're borderline passing out, for sure, like you don't want to pass out and then get stuck in the stairs. Yeah. I mean,
Well, and it's that point you're trying to get at. There's a really weird distinction of like that you're skipping something because you're a little bit like you're skipping something because you're like whatever, I don't care about this, and you're skipping something because you're like I
can't.
Physically like this could turn out bad if I d- and I had that feeling a couple times too where you're just like I can't do I can't do it. I can't do this. And
Yep. Exactly.
So I just got back. We did the Ultra in Hawaii. I've done like the Beast at Basin, and that one's, I love it. And that's always been the hardest one they do there. And every year I try and set like a new challenge. And this year, Carson, my brother-in-law, and Stetson were like, let's do the Ultra in Hawaii. And I'm like, okay. Wasn't my idea. But it was brutal in Hawaii. The Beast at Basin, that is their hardest beast that they do. And they do races all over the U.S., which is kind of crazy. That's the top one.
Yeah.
And there were people at the Hawaii one, and they've done a bunch. It's weird. You get into the Spartan race and, like, talking to one guy, yeah, I've done 50-something this year. And I'm like, dude, you are way too obsessed with Spartan. But they like it. Even at Basin, I met a guy that did like a couple hundred races. I'm like, that's intense.
Yep.
But yeah, the Utah one is the hardest. The Ultra one is basically 2 beasts back to back. And it was kind of crazy because it's very similar obstacles and everything like that they did in Hawaii. they added 2 obstacles. Well, first, I guess it's looped. So the first loop was 17 miles, and it was pretty flat for most of it. And then they shot you up 2 mountains, and it was less elevation than the Utah one, but it was like more technical elevation, like you're climbing up rock ledges, and like it was. We got lost a few times. It was weird. It was hard, and then down these ravines, just weird terrain there. And then they added in 2 obstacles that I thought were interesting that I've never seen before at a Spartan race. One was a memory challenge. So like at like it's probably mile 5, depending on your last digits of your bib number, they had up on this banner, there was probably 100 different words and then letters or numbers afterwards. So it was a word, 3 numbers, and then four numbers after that you had to memorize, and you had to memorize it until you got to a checkpoint that was like another 12 miles down the road.
Oh my gosh.
And they gave you a coconut there too. So you had to memorize the word. Mine was uniform 9522322. Still remember it. I'll probably still forever remember that number or that sequence, because I'm like, if you didn't remember it, you had to do a bunch of burpees at the end. It was like 30 burpees. And then you had a coconut that you had to carry. And if you didn't bring the coconut back, you had to do 150 burpees, which the coconut isn't hard to carry, but it's hard to carry it up the terrain. It's so technical and like climbing rocks and stuff like that. My brother dropped his coconut and it started rolling down a cliff, and then he got it. But I was like, man, if you ever wanted to like win this race, just make everybody lose their coconuts, grab them, throw them off the
Whack 'em
edges,
out.
and then they'd have to do 150 burpees, and then it's game over. But oh, for sure. I thought about like grabbing somebody's coconut just for like to be funny and seeing what they would do. You'd probably get attacked though. But yeah, the memory challenge, that was hard, because like the only way you could cheat is if you took a picture of it. But I'm like, I'm not going to cheat. And so for like the next 12 miles, I'm just like uniform 9522322 over and over and over. So I couldn't forget it.
Were you not allowed to take a picture of it?
Oh. And then we got to the checkpoint, and Stetson said his, and he switched up the last 2 numbers.
Ugh.
And then he like, the lady gave him like a weird look on her face, and then he hurried and was like, oh, and changed it, and she let him through. But I'm like, that was borderline. I think you should have done the burpees.
Just because it wasn't you.
Well, but they don't care if you do the burpees too. Like because I guess there's people that are like certified racers or whatever, that the people that they're really watching.
Yeah. If you're doing the open stuff, like they just say like the Spartan code of ethics, like you don't have to do any of them. We did like all the obstacles except on the ultra. There was that wall with the chains and like the climbing grips. Like Matthew probably could do that easy. That one,
slippery.
They
Still
had
though.
that one on the beast, and
it burns your knees. It scrapes them up.
Yeah.
Like the only way you can really do it is if you take your shoes off and you have grippy, tacky feet. But both times when we lapped that one on the ultra, I'm like, and even at the beast in
I didn't
Huntsville,
do it on the beast.
I did the penalty loop. I'm like, it's easier for me to do the penalty loop.
It's
than
easier
to try
barefoot for sure.
than to try and like do that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the water one on the ultra, I was like, I'm not going to get my shoes soaking wet and then go around and do this again. Like I can't imagine. My feet were already jacked up, and doing that one again would have been terrible. So, but overall, it's like I like the race. I think I've always looked at that race like, hey, if I sign up for that race every year, if I can do that race, I'm in pretty good overall health. Like it keeps you honest to your health in a way, or your physical ability, because if you can go through and do that, like you're doing pretty good. I feel like it's just a good like, hey, every year I have to be able to do the Spartan race. I like that it's close too. Like a lot of people travel from all over to do the beast in Huntsville, so it's a fun one.
When I do, the only quick story I got just real quick is I do
Yeah.
remember when we were throwing the spears, and it took me 2 times to throw the spears, and I was like,
yeah.
well, technically I should do burpees. And
Yeah.
I looked at the ref guy, and he was like, "You good?"
Yeah.
But I would agree. It also gives you. I like the idea of like even like me and Parker are in pretty similar like conditions or whatever in the way that we were doing it. Even if we're not doing it in 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
For me and him, it's like next year if we just go a little bit faster or we're able to just lose a little bit of weight, like I feel like both of us are in the same boat. I'm like, we just need to do a little bit. That's all we really want to do is just a
Right.
little bit better.
Well, and I think that's what Ben did it again for the second time this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was his third, but the first time he did it was years and years ago, and I don't think it was a full beast. But his first year doing the beast, he was like the last one or second to last one finishing. He could barely walk across the finish line.
Oh, man.
Like I think he had a similar experience to what Parker had. But then he did it this year and he shaved like 3 hours off of his time. And so, yeah, I think when you do it the next time, like it's cool to like compare yourself to yourself and see the improvement as you go. So you guys are going to try the trifecta next year?
I think we should. I think
Dude,
that should
that's
be the goal
crazy.
next year. Would be cool. But
Which one do you do first? Do you like do the sprint?
I do the
think you
beast.
do the beast first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you have to do 2 races in one day. Or
no,
should
you
do
got 3 days
Well,
next year. I think so. This year it was wonky how they set it up, but I want to say next year.
You have 3 days to do all 3 of them?
I double check.
I
I'll double
I
check.
thought you'd have the 2 days, and so most people would do. At least I saw on people I talked to, they would do the beast, then the sprint,
Yeah,
and then they would do
That makes sense.
the super
The
or whatever
super,
the
yeah.
next day.
That makes sense.
But
I'll double check. I might be wrong though. I think they might be running Friday.
'cause I was
next year, too.
actually talking with. Was it you telling me, or was I talking?
I've
I can't
never
remember. I was
done-
talking to somebody, or somebody was telling me that they had started the beast, that they had to be back by like 2 o'clock,
Yeah,
so they could do the sprint
because they
But
won't allow
weren't-
you to do the sprint if
Correct.
you're fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, anyways, but
That's kind of crazy.
I
That's
did
a long
see.
day.
So I looked up who had the fastest time on the beast, and somebody did it in like 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
which is absolutely absurd.
Crazy.
But then they went immediately after. I'm
to
sure they
half
were
my
doing
time.
the trifecta, but they went immediately after and did the sprint, and their sprint time was, I believe, was more than their beast time.
That's crazy.
'Cause I'm sure they were, spent. I'm sure he was completely exhausted, but
Really? So he took more time
I'm
on the
almost
sprint.
positive his
That's
sprint
crazy.
was more time, or like
Well,
it
he-
was super slow.
He was
compared to-
probably just like walking through it. Like I did what I needed to do on my
yeah.
sprint.
I did it.
What was your favorite trail hike that we did preparing for the race? We'll start with you, Matthew.
Definitely Ben Loman.
Loman?
Yeah. That was a great way to finish off our hike series.
Well,
for
especially
sure.
with the paraglider up top. That
Yeah,
was,
That
that
was
too.
sick.
that
And
was
I'm glad
so-
we found him too.
Yeah. We were up at the top, and this like I had the drone out, and the paraglider comes and like is circling around us, like really close.
so cool.
Your reel was good. That
Yeah,
was a really good
yeah.
reel.
We got to
Yeah.
reel up.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Hey, that was me. That was crazy."
Yeah, yeah. It just popped into the comments the one morning. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, there it
That's
is.
so wild. What was yours?
I think Ben Lawman too. It just was a really like great way to cap off everything that we did.
Ben Loman's hard to beat. So
Mhm.
good.
When it
I-
is an accomplishment. Even like anybody's like, oh, you hiked Big Lump, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
So it's funny because for the past 5 years, on my birthday, I've gone up to the top of Ben Lomond every year on my birthday. It's beautiful because it's in September, and like the fall colors, and like I don't know, I love Ben Lomond getting up there, and it's cool. It's like right in our backyard. Like it's so cool.
Yeah, it's a
I was
fit-
worried about that fire that it was gonna like freaking wipe out.
It was
all the-
thinking about it. It would
It was
have.
thinking about it. Oh my gosh.
It was thinking about your house too.
That glider was out there with this fire hydrant, be like, no.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. What was yours, Cade?
I don't know. I think I actually really liked. I don't know. I liked Malin's Peak a lot.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't quite as much of a hike as Ben Lomond. I liked Ben Lomond too, but I think because Malin's was the one where you come around and then you're kind of just on top of the ridge
Yeah.
the whole way, and you have a bunch of other peaks, and you can look out.
Oh no, that was
No.
Lewis.
That's Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah.
I like Lewis Peak
Yeah.
best. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like you're climbing other peaks along the way.
Yeah.
And you're really kind of getting an awesome view of like
Both
the Wasatch
sides.
front
Yeah.
and the Wasatch back.
Yeah.
So I think I liked Lewis the best.
Yeah. And you took the wrong turn.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say that's
me
when
and-
we got lost.
Me and Matt took about a half mile.
It was like a half mile
detour
extra.
on that one, and then we thought we were behind everybody, so we booked it back.
Yeah.
And then found out we were not. So, but yeah, I think Lewis Peak was probably my favorite hike out of all of them.
That's cool. What about you, Big B?
I was gonna say either Lewis Peak or like the Sardine one.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Snow Basin
Sardine was
with the
sweet.
with the Ogden.
Overlook?
Oh yeah.
the Overlook. That one's always been like one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
It's just
Nice
That's a
and like
good one.
steady, not
Yeah.
like super uphill.
yeah, it's a
the
good
whole
one
time.
to run.
Yeah.
It's funny because like we were in Hawaii recently doing the ultra, and I think when you get there, you talk to locals and they're like, "Oh yeah, like I haven't done that hike or I haven't been out surfing this year," you know. And it's like you live here, why aren't you doing that? But I think it's the same for people here. Like we have so many cool things all around us, yet we feel like we have to travel somewhere to experience cool, fun things when it's like right in our backyard.
Yeah.
And like how many people haven't done Ben Lomond or haven't done Sardine or even the Ogden Overlook? That's 5 miles, but that's like a world-class hike right here in your backyard. Had any of you done Ogden Overlook
I didn't
prior?
know any of those hikes.
Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, Parker had, and it's just like there's so many, and it makes you wonder what other things there are to like explore or do. Like I was even on the flight home, I was looking on maps because whenever I travel, I just get on maps and I look at like what's around and what has high ratings. But like out at Antelope Island, there's a ton of stuff that's like trails out there. I haven't done those.
Yeah.
Like so, and you were telling me of like a sheer wall. In
Oh,
Utah.
the
What's that one?
West Slabs.
The West Slabs.
Yeah,
I'm like,
in Salt Lake City.
I've never done
Yeah.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually have never done Kings Peak before in Utah either.
Oh.
I've always wanted to. I was going to try and do it this year. That's like 30 miles out and back in a day.
What does everyone think the most underrated hike was we did?
Underrated? Ogden Overlook. I think that's easy to get to and do. And doesn't take that much time. And a lot of people don't do that one over a basin.
What was the waterfall one?
Oh, Ogden.
Well,
Which
we
one?
did.
We did too, but probably
The one I was at.
like jumped in.
Yep.
That was Adams. Cave.
Adams, I feel like was like looking back, it's really not that bad of a hike, and it's a really cool
Yeah.
area in there.
Yeah.
Is that because you got to bathe with me?
We were together, all of us men.
That was cold.
We all got really wet together.
I was not there.
Yeah, for
we
the
set
record.
up we set up a picture, a video.
Oh, what was yours, Cade?
Most underrated one? I don't know.
Ogden Waterfall, I think, is underrated too. I forgot about that one.
What was the one where I was with you at the time? I don't think it was Malin's, but we come around like you're like middle of the mountain as far as elevation, and you're coming around the back side of like Eden Huntsville area, and you're just looking over at like Pine View and everything.
I think
That's
Sky-
Sardine, maybe. Or
Is that-
Skyline?
Or not.
Because it wasn't the one
it
where
could
me
have
and you
been-
and Ben went. I was with Matt.
Was it
on
Lewis? Was it on Lewis when you guys got separated and
No.
took the wrong?
No.
So then that would have been Sardine probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause there's
And
that
more
opening in the
wooded,
tree line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Sardine, on that Sardine loop, after the overlook, you come around the backside and you get a shot
Yep.
of like the.
I thought that was really cool,
Ogden
and it
Canyon.
wasn't like a bad hike.
Yeah.
So I think that one would probably
that
be
one.
most
That
underrated.
one is amazing on a bike.
Is it?
Going down on the mountain bike. It's like 8 miles, and all those zigzags and loops down there are incredible. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that was probably the most underrated one, I would say.
Yeah.
What about you, Big P?
I think it'd probably be that one. And it's technically like not even really a trail. It's the one that us three did up at.
I was
Powder.
gonna say that one too. The paper
Oh,
airplane
yeah.
trail.
That one was like, that was pretty crazy because
Dude,
like you
I'm-
could see. You could see both sides.
It's bizarre how many trails we did.
Yeah.
That one was cool though.
That was powder, right?
Yeah, that was powder. It was just me, Parker, Matthew, and it wasn't that long. I think it was like 6 or 7 miles. We kind of added in a few things, but we started at the main Timberline parking lot, I want to say, and went down and around and then Paper Airplane and back. That was, dude, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
That was
I
really
really
fun.
like that one.
Super underrated for sure.
Then even just like the drive up to the parking lot, like that Powder Mountain. I don't even know what the canyon's called, like Powder Mountain Canyon.
Yeah.
You get up to it, super pretty, and then like you're on that side, and then you're on the other side.
Yeah, that
looking
is
over
cool.
it's pretty sweet.
And those like Northern European looking houses and stuff that we ran into, those are so cool.
One of the houses I was like, that's insane. It was Rita Hastings' house. You got to go? Peyton's
No, I'll be
out.
right back.
Okay.
I got a piece of
Matthew, what was yours? Did you give yours?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say the Paper Airplane Trail.
Oh, cool.
That one in Powder. I don't know what the name of it was, but yeah. I'm just thinking back when we were talking, I was like, oh, that was one of the coolest ones.
Yeah.
'Cause, it was just 3 of us. Like, absolutely nobody was there. I think we were the only ones on that trail the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad we did it this year. I think I think life gets busy and it's easy to be like, oh, I can't squeeze this in, but we made it work in the mornings, getting out and training, and it was fun. It was fun, like being a part of that. What should we do next year? Any ideas?
Do we all start mountain biking?
Mountain biking would be cool.
The beast without having accidents.
The Beast again?
I'm doing the beast again. I got to. I can't.
A barefoot beast?
No. I'm gonna try and keep as much clothing on this time.
I could get on board with like some mountain biking next year too. That would train you for the Beast.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah. Especially on uphills.
I don't know, man.
Loaded ya.
That would be crazy. Honestly, one that I saw.
Loaded ya. So that's where you bike from Logan to Jackson Hole. Or we could do Salt to Saint. That's from Salt Lake City to St. George on a road bike.
Oh, that's cool.
Road bike? I am
Yeah.
in.
That would be fun.
Not a
No.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
You still have to pedal.
Cade's like, sign me up. That's
Dude, I'd do that.
yeah.
That sounds awesome. Let's do that anyways.
We'll
Oh,
be there
that's
in 3
funny.
hours.
A guy I met doing Everest Challenge, which that'd be a fun one. If you guys ever want to do that one, that one's intense. But he was going from like Salt Lake to Jackson Hole by foot. It was like 400 and something miles.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's
Peyton, we're
crazy.
discussing what we want to do next year for our challenge that we can train for. Because I really like the cadence of like a weekly get together and do something and hitting different areas. That was fun.
We should all get mountain bikes.
That's what
That's
we
what
were
we said.
saying.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
I have a mountain bike.
Do you?
Yeah, I think.
So we
I
just
think
need
it's
to.
a
We'll
hardtail.
look up like I know there's a race, Leadville, 100.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
it's 100 miles on the mountain bike.
Oh my gosh. That could
That'd
be
be
sweet.
hard.
That could be sweet.
We didn't.
And trifecta in the
And
Spartan?
trifecta. Yeah, I mean you just keep adding to it, dude.
And then the year after that, we do
But-
3 things.
But if you think about it, mountain biking, the thing I love about mountain biking, it's very low impact on your knees and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just so you can't crash, because like that's what screws people over mountain biking. But like
What's the likelihood of not crashing?
I mean it depends on how good you are.
Statistically.
I've seen some pretty bad crashes. You get out there and you're like, oh, like it's mountain biking is very fun because it's like a workout on the way up, and then it's just like pure fun coming down. Whereas like running, I hate downhill. Like it hurts my knees, and so it's like you get up to the top, and I'm like, man. But like imagine mountain biking Ben Lomond. You mountain bike up there, and then you just bomb it coming down, and you get down in like 30 minutes.
I just feel like I'd go right off the edge.
I mean, you could.
There's some sheer drops for sure.
You'll have to like wear padding and stuff like that.
I think next year we should balance out these events with like let's go watch a movie or something.
Let's go paddleboarding.
I mean, we could go watch other people do crazy stuff.
I'm
Go
gonna-
watch like an Avengers movie.
Yeah,
It's all fake.
I'm going to be frank with you. I knew the Naked Gun was coming out in August. This whole reason I did all this was you guys want to go watch that this week.
The Naked Gun. What's that?
It's a movie in the theaters. Have you seen the old one with
No.
Has anybody seen The Naked Gun?
No.
You guys are crazy.
Well, it
We're gonna
sounds
have to
really
watch.
familiar though. But
Well, I'll show you a preview after this. It's a comedy, but
Oh,
it's
is
like a
it?
stupid, dumb.
And they're naked.
Have you seen like Airplane?
oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
It's the
Airplane is-
exact same comedy as Airplane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it has who was in Taken?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. So imagine Liam Neeson deadpan serious in a comedy, like in Ted 2, that one scene.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But imagine an entire movie of that.
That's funny.
We'll watch a preview
We'll
after
watch
this.
the preview.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come up with something. You guys can stay tuned for next year, and yeah, hopefully this encourages you guys to get out on the trails and challenge yourself a little bit.
I'd say you feel better as a person doing this stuff. I'm doing a half marathon next month. Not going to
yeah.
do good, but
That's true. You got the momentum. It's just like continually rolling.
I just need.
What are
to,
you gonna do in the wintertime?
I don't know. We could swim. I guess. I don't
I
know.
mean, that's when you do the ice challenge.
You're gonna ice fish in the wintertime.
I am going to do some ice fishing this winter time
That's
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I need a week break, so I don't have anything signed up right now.
What? You haven't even done anything lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time.